Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Drew with Profit Monsters, and it is Monday morning, November 16th, 2020. I had a pretty good weekend, and I normally don't do these kind of videos where I share what sold over a weekend, but I do want to start sharing more and more of what's sold rather than on a monthly scale. So I figured I would start with this one because I had a really good variety of items. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's jump straight into it with the first item that I sold, which actually was on Facebook Marketplace, and I started to take it apart already, but it's this Coca-Cola lamp, and it sits just like that and then lights up right here. This lamp has a couple of flaws on it. I'm trying to keep everything short. I got this at a flea market about a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, with my buddy Dealing with Dalton on YouTube and Instagram, and I paid $5 for it, and it's dated 1999. I listed it for $150 because there were no comps, and I found one sold that was a little similar, over $100. So I listed this one for $150. Cross-posted it to Facebook Marketplace, and someone on Facebook Marketplace over the weekend sent me an offer and said, you know, what's the best you'll do? And I said, I'll do $125 plus shipping, and they accepted, and I changed the price, and now it's going out. So what I'm going to do is bubble wrap it, and then it's going to be double bubbled in little bubble wrap like this, and then it's going to be bubble wrapped in thick bubble wrap like this, and then it's going to go into a box. I'm going to make sure it's very carefully wrapped. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you the final product. Okay, so I found a box that it fits really well in. It's perfectly, you got the stand and the light right here, and it's small bubble wrapped and then big bubble wrapped, and then I'm putting more bubble wrap around that and around the sides and edges, and then I'll put fragile stickers all over this box. And yeah, so great sale, $5 into $125, and there's no fees on Facebook Marketplace right now, which is great. Time to go over some Poshmark sales that happened over the weekend. Poshmark was fairly active for me this weekend in comparison to eBay as far as how many sales I expect on eBay. So let's go through these. I sold this Simply Southern shirt. I took an offer on this for $10. I bought it for my wife at the bins. It's a little too small for her, so I threw it up for $15, accepted an offer of $10 just to move the inventory. This was a shirt I got in a vintage mystery box, I believe. It's like a Seattle, like a Seattle skyline destination shirt, and it was kind of like reflective foil. I think I have about $4 into this, and I sold it for $20 on Poshmark. Next is a really cool sweater. I got this at the bins probably about a year ago. I've been holding on to it for the right buyer, and I finally sold it. This is a like custom painted Van Gogh sweater. I don't really know how to describe it other than it is a work of art, literally. It says, did you say Merry Christmas? I can't hear anything. And it's Van Gogh's ear, and it says, to my man, love Van Gogh. And this is all like extra felt that someone sewed onto this and then painted over it, and it's just incredible, the amount of work that it took to do this, and it sold for $59 on Poshmark. Next is this Marlboro jacket. I got this at a Goodwill for a couple bucks. I think I paid $4.99 for it, or $5.99 at most, and it has a little bit of pilling, so I listed it and sold it for full price of $39 on Poshmark. You can see the Marlboro tag there, so you can tell it's vintage, and it's got the little patch on it. I don't know why, but people really like the cigarette stuff, the Marlboro stuff, the hats, the sweaters. They tend to sell really well. Anytime I get one of these Marlboro jackets, they sell relatively quick for me. Next is a hat. This is a Hemi Muscle Dodge hat. I got a bunch of hats from a bulk buy in a video months ago. Before the coronavirus, I bought out somebody's like storage unit-ish. Their husband had passed away, and I went through it, and she let me pick through it and take a bunch of stuff. And I probably got like 75 to 100 hats, paid about $2 each, and I've been selling them consistently throughout the last 6, 7, 8 months for about $20 to $25 each. This one sold for $20 on Poshmark. Next is going to be this Steve & Barry's University of Michigan Wolverines jacket. And this I've had for quite some time. I'm actually surprised how long it took to sell. A friend of mine on Instagram sold one pretty quick. I don't know why mine took so long. Maybe it's just because there were a couple of flaws in it. Like right there, there's like a little tiny pinhole. But either way, I ended up selling this for $35 on Poshmark. So I'm happy that it's gone. It's a big bulky item, and it's out the door. Next is a retail arbitrage find. Not my best sale. And this is why you have to be careful with Posh package pictures and eBay package pictures for the weekend, because they can be deceiving for this reason exactly. I bought these at Burlington for $69.99, for $70. And I did a poll on my Instagram. I asked people what they thought about it, if I should buy them or sell them. I mean, if I should cop them or drop them, you know, leave them at the store or buy them and try to flip them. At the time, there was like no listings when I bought them. And then the market got flooded with them. I had mine listed for $199. Yesterday, I got someone on Poshmark, some girl that made me a $100 offer. We went back and forth and countered a bunch of times, and I ended up settling at $125, which after Poshmark fees, I'm really making like $105, I think, something like that. $108, somewhere around there is what I'm netting, and I paid $70 for them. So, I mean, I'm still making about $38, but it's not, you know, as high of a percentage profit margin wise that I would have liked to get for these. But there's so many listed, I'm glad that they're out the door and I'm getting my initial investment back. It's a lot more than I usually spend for inventory. I sold these Hoka One Eleva on 2s. I got these at the flea market with my buddy Dalton. This was in one of our draft videos. These had some wear on the bottom. There was a little bit messed up right here. But other than that, they're like super clean. It's so weird how the bottoms were so rough and then these were so clean on the top. But either way, I listed them high just to see what happens. And over the weekend, they sold for full price of $89 on Poshmark, which is a great sale. I think my buy cost on those was about $9. Next up are these Allbirds right here, men's Allbirds. These are basically like new condition. They seem like they may have been put on one time. They're mint, no flaws, and they still have the sticker on the inside of the shoe right there. So I'm not really sure. I listed them as like new condition. I listed them for $49, and we went back and forth a couple times. I got an offer of $42, and I just decided to accept it and move on, make a couple sales. So I have about $8.50 into those from my last bulk buy with Dalton. Next is a really good sale. I'm really happy about this one. This is a pair of men's Jinko jeans. If you're not familiar with Jinko, it's a vintage 90s brand that was really popular with the huge back pockets, really baggy style, you know, skater, you know, punk rocker type of brand. And I got these at the bins. So based on weight, I probably have about $2 to $3 into these. I listed them super high for $125. I had tons of lowball offers between eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. And I eventually got a $100 offer over the weekend on these. I got a little greedy and decided to counter at $110 just because of Poshmark's fees. But luckily they accepted. And so I'm happy with the $110 sale. Looking back on it, I probably should have just accepted the $100 offer and not taken the risk, but it did pay off this time. And in most cases, it really doesn't when you're that high on an offer. But I'm thankful that they sold, so $110, great sale. This is just a little bread and butter item from my bulk buyout with Ski. I got a bunch of these like mid-tier basic polos. I got Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, you know, all that kind of stuff. And some of these Tabasco, I got 3 of these, I think. And you can just see it's got little Tabasco bottles and chilies all over it. A nice little polo. I listed it for $29 on Poshmark. Someone offered me $24 and I accepted. To give you guys an idea of the numbers that I was working with on Poshmark this weekend, I had a total of $573 in gross sales between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I had a 20% fees that I have to pay on Poshmark. So that's $114. So that's going to bring me right around $450 or so in net profit, not counting cost of goods. Now, if you count cost of goods, I would have to add everything up. Mostly everything was sourced very inexpensive, except for the Doc Martens. And then I had 2 pairs of shoes, which were about an $8 to $9 buy cost each. But around probably about $100 or so in total buy cost, probably a little less, but around there. So we can just say I net profited after fees and cost of goods sold around $350 taxable income for the weekend on Poshmark, which isn't too bad. All right, I'm gonna move into some eBay sales now and show you guys what sold on eBay. I had not as many sales as I would have liked on eBay, but I'm still thankful for each one that comes through. So let's just go through them real quick. Okay, I'm going to go through the eBay sales now. I didn't have as many as I would have preferred, obviously, because I list a lot. But I'm thankful for every sale that comes in. So let's go through these and I'll show you what sold. I picked this up at a garage sale. This is like one of those scrolling Disney things. You wind it up and it's like a little player. I picked this up for like $1 at a garage sale and it sold for $14.50 plus shipping. I accepted an offer. I'm just trying to move some older inventory at this point, and stuff that takes up like awkward space in my storage unit. So I'm happy that it's gone. Next up is a vintage NASA shirt. I actually picked this up at a Goodwill on a rack, and I thought it was pretty cool. It just says like rocket science NASA, and then it says just what part of NASA don't you understand? And it's got some like space stuff on it. It's nothing crazy, but it's got like formulas and basically saying that like NASA scientists and stuff are super brainiacs. I think it's a pretty cool piece. I knew someone would like it, someone who likes space stuff, so I picked it up, paid $1.99 for it at Goodwill, and this one sold for $30 plus $4.99 shipping. Next up is a PS3 that I had sitting for probably about a month unlisted because I was missing a cable for it to test it. I finally got one with another PlayStation that I listed, and I listed it with this controller right here. This came in a big bulk buy, so I have nothing into this. And this was in a bundle that I bought 3 PlayStation 3s and a couple other video game consoles. I think I paid like $60 for all of it. So I was already in the profit on this, and I sold this for $99. And I believe I had free shipping on this. It'll probably cost me about $9 to $12 to ship out. But we will see. It'll go in priority mailbox, maybe FedEx ground if it's cheaper, but somewhere around $9 to $12. Next is just a little copy of Super Mario Galaxy. This was in a bulk buy that I did on Facebook Marketplace. I bought a bunch of video games, and this was in it. And I had sold this one for $15 free shipping. That one's probably going to cost me about $3.30 or so to ship out. I've shared these a couple times on Instagram and YouTube, but these Peeps chocolate pudding bunnies, I bought a bunch of these at Walmart around Easter time on clearance for 25 cents each. And I just scan food, random flavors and stuff every once in a while when I'm there. And sure enough, these were selling for like $8 to $10 each. So I listed mine to be the cheapest listing that was available at the time, which was, I believe, $7.98 free shipping. These cost me about $3 to ship out, so not a lot of profit, but still a pretty fun sale. Next up is a sleeper brand. In my opinion, it's easily bread and butter for me. It's a Columbia fleece. I sell a lot of Columbia because I get it at the bins a lot. People sleep on it, pass it up, and for what this weighs, it's easy money. This one was actually in a bulk buy from my boy Ski. You can go back and see that video. I have about $2 to $3 into each item because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't list, but if you did an average buy cost per item, it was about $2, but a lot of stuff I didn't list because it wasn't worth my time. I knew there'd be some low tier stuff in there, but this Columbia jacket sold for $17 plus shipping. Next up is a pair of Skechers Shape-Ups. These are easily a BOLO item if you've never heard of them. They've got the little squishy thing right here that is like a toning. You got to make sure very carefully that they are not ripped or torn. I actually picked up a pair over the weekend that had a tear on it that I didn't notice at first, so I got to bring them back. But Skechers Shape-Ups is a great brand to resell. These sold for $35 plus shipping. Another consistent seller for me, Guitar Hero stuff. I sell these all the time on Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, and eBay. This one sold on eBay. I had it listed for $39.99. There's no back plate on it, as well as no shoulder strap, and I sold it. I accepted a best offer of $35 free shipping. This is going to cost me about $9 to ship out. And for people wondering who think like this might be hard to ship, this model from the Nintendo Wii, there's a little slide right here, and this slides out, and then you can just basically combine it just like this. And this almost fits perfectly in a priority mail 1095 box. What I do is put the 1095 box, and then I slide a 1092 box over it, and it covers that like inch or two that's missing from the height of this one. And it's just a perfect little fit. So I really like selling these. I normally don't offer free shipping, but on the Wii ones, ow, I just pinched myself. On the Wii ones, they're a little bit more than there are sold as far as actives versus sold, the sell-through rate. So, you know, to pay $1 for this and to sell it for $35 free ship, I'm happy with that. I have a lot of Guitar Hero stuff, so I do test them as well for anybody wondering. I have plenty of Wii consoles and Guitar Hero games. I like to keep them stacked up in my office. I've got all sorts of Guitar Hero, Rock Band stuff for each console, and I keep them on the back end here for testing all my games. Next up is this pair of men's Levi's cargo camouflage pants. I got these at Goodwill for, or I'm sorry, these at a garage sale for $3. These were in my last video of the garage sale haul, and I accepted an offer of $22.75 plus shipping on these. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this sale. I shared it. It's kind of heavy, so I'm just going to hold it up for a second. It's this Singer Zigzag. I believe it's a 968 is the model number. And I bought this at a garage sale with a whole box of extras, which is, so this box has tons of extras, like these are called fashion discs and automatic buttonholing. Like, there's just so much here. It's a full box of extra sewing accessories, and I don't know much about sewing, so I could have separated out all this and parted it out, but I just decided to make it one big bundle. And so I listed it super high for $399. The comps for just the unit were between like $129 and $200. So I figured since I'm the only one that had all these accessories, I could list high, see what happens. Yesterday, I got an offer of $250 plus shipping, and I counter offered at $300. The buyer declined and then sent me a lower offer of $200. And to make a long story short, we went back and forth a bunch of times. I countered at $285. They countered at $210. I countered at $275, $225. And then I countered at $265. They countered at $240. And then I countered at $250, $260 or something like that. And then they countered back at their original $250. And even though I really didn't want to deal with this person, I can't let my emotions of negotiations get in the way of making profits. So as hard as it was emotionally to let somebody win because they got their original offer, I'm still ultimately winning because I only paid $15 for all of it at a garage sale. And this was a really easy pickup. I tested it, I plugged it in, I checked like most of it. But the lady who sold it to me at the garage sale was the original owner, and she said it works immaculately. So I took her word for it, as well as testing it a little bit myself. But nonetheless, it was a great sale. $250. The buyer paid $50 flat rate shipping. And I will let you know before this video ends how much this unit ended up costing me to ship out. But hopefully it's going to go FedEx Ground or UPS cheaper than that. I also had two other sales that I will pop up on the screen because I got to go to my storage unit to get them, but they're these empty Apple Watch boxes, and both of them are, one's for actually an Apple Pencil and one's for an Apple Watch. I picked up about 15 of these empty boxes at a garage sale for about 75 cents each. I didn't look up comps. I just figured, like, I know that the new iPhone boxes sometimes can sell for a lot, and there was one iPhone 12 box in there. So I think that one's listed for like 30 or 40 bucks, which is still pretty good for an empty box. But nonetheless, these sold for $12.99 and $14.99 free shipping. Not a whole lot of profit, but it was easy to list, take pictures of, and they'll go first class super cheap. And finally, the last item going out, which I have to go to my storage unit to grab also because I forgot it this morning, is this jacket right here. This is a G3 like color block leather jacket. I honestly don't even remember where I got it. I'm pretty sure it was from my bulk buyout from Penny and Connor when I bought their entire eBay store back before COVID hit. And I listed it super high. Couldn't find another one with the same colors. Sat on it for a while. It's obviously been like almost 7 months, I think. And someone bought it for full price on Depop for $89, so, or $79, I'm sorry. So it never surprises me what you'll sell on different platforms and marketplaces. Depop is a great platform. They only charge 10% fees, and I sell I sell a lot of vintage clothing and streetwear, color block, crazy, vibrant stuff on Depop. So I'm really happy with that sale. All right, guys, so that's going to do it. You saw all my sales, and my total gross sales for the weekend was... So my total gross sales was actually right under $1,500, which is higher than I actually expected. But considering that I didn't sell that many items, but I sold quality items for high dollar prices, I had a couple mixed in there like the Peeps and stuff like that, but, and a couple high ones like the sewing machine. So then you obviously have to take an average, but overall it was a very good weekend for me. I'm very happy and thankful for all the sales. Now it's time to get the eBay sales packed up. I will show you the sewing machine before I sign off. But there you go, guys. That's what I sold over this weekend. I hope you learned something, and let me know what you sold in the comments section below. Here's what the sewing machine looks like boxed up. I've got it little bubble wrapped and then big bubble wrapped. I really don't think much more bubble wrap is honestly going to do anything. And then I've got like the edges of the box with the like the buttonholes and then the magazine. So that should act as a little bit of a protectant. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put an extra piece of cardboard in there like that to cover it up and protect it from moving. I'm going to score the box a little bit, trim it down, make sure it's nice and tight, and then this should be good to go. We'll see how much it costs. All right, this may be a little hard to see because of the camera to computer, whatever, it's not clearing up, but it is, this item is 34 pounds in the box. It's 19 by 16 by 11. And as you can see, FedEx ground is $30. And then if we come down here, let me see if I can do this. You got UPS ground as $28.17, which is a good price. I already have to go to FedEx ground for the other item that I shipped out FedEx ground, which was the PlayStation 3. So the difference of like $1.50 is not really worth it to go to UPS. But all the other options are just way too expensive. I mean, these are like overnight priority, USPS parcel select $40, and then FedEx 2-day $93, FedEx Smart Post $40, UPS ground would be the cheapest in this scenario. But FedEx home delivery, it says on eBay you're going to save 40%, and so yeah, I'm going to go with that. It's a flat $30. I charged the buyer $49.99 flat rate shipping. So the total was $320.99. So even though I lost out in the counter offer, I guess you could say the bidding war, I ended up winning. I'm going to make about $20 on the shipping. So really I sold the unit for $270, which I'm pretty darn happy about. All right, guys, that's the video. I hope you learned something today. I'm getting ready to record a podcast with my boys, Josh and Joey. We're actually talking right now. Is probably what you hear. But I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, money!